Okay, so guys, a previous video regarding technology that help us and then software that at least installed on your computer for financial data, SPSS, for questionnaire, smart PLS or Listral. But for financial data, let's focus on SPSS. This video will discuss regarding a problem statement. So first, we are going to identify the main problem from your previous article. Also, to find out the problem on your object. After that, we are going to discuss the importance of literature review, why literature review is quite important. Yeah. And then the last one will be the example for find out your broad problem, yeah, and then the example of literature review. So let's discuss what is broad problem. Discuss example of how to identify or find out your broad problem sentences in your previous article. Let's discuss the definitions of broad problem area. Yeah, I already put highlight in yellow color. Recall that a broad problem area refers to the entire situations where one sees a possible need for research and problem solving. Yeah, so I put this reason in might be in my first or my first video that we should do a research based on problem. So we are not doing research because you have a lot of time, because you have a lot of resource, then you are doing research. Yeah, uh, such issue might pertain to first one will be the problems currently existing in organizational setting that need to be solved. Yeah, need to be solved immediately. What is it? Is it applied research or basic research? Yeah, don't forget in the previous video, uh, area that a manager believes needs to be improved in the organizations. Yeah. The third one, a conceptual or theoretical issue that needs to be tightened up for the basic researcher to understand certain phenomena. And then the last one, some research question that basic researcher want to answer empirically. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is how to identify your broad problem area. It could be directly to the organizations. Yeah, you are visit the organizations. You are have a early discussion with the manager. You have a early discussion with the BOD, and then you find out what will be the problem. Yeah, or might be the third one, a conceptual or theoretical issue that needs to be tied up for the basic researcher to understand certain phenomena. The last one, some research questions that a basic researcher want to answer empirically. Yeah. So number 4, some research question. Your problem statement should be in question mark. Yeah. Don't forget to put question mark in the end of your problem statement. Yeah. So we have broad problem, and then sub or after broad problem, you should identify the research questions, yeah, to support the broad problem area. Yeah, that's why we call it broad problem. Is it broad problem? Is it in general perspective, and then you're going to put several questions or research questions? Yeah, that will be the definitions of broad problem area. Yeah. Usually in research article, we can easily identify the broad problem area, but sometimes in research article we cannot easily find the research questions. Yeah, or I'm going to discuss this is number 4. Yeah, some research question that a basic researcher wants to answer empirically. Yeah, this could be difficult, but at least if you already have a research article, in the introductions, might be in the first paragraph, second paragraph, they put the broad problem over there. Yeah, then we are going to adopt that broad problem, yeah. If have similar assumption, that we could adopt that broad problem area into our research, yeah. But it depends on the assumption it's still relevant or not to adopt in our research, yeah. But after the broad problem area for your thesis, yeah, I'm speaking of thesis, after you identified your broad problem area, it should be in into several questions, or what we are going to use, yeah, research questions, research problem, yeah. Don't forget to put question mark in the end of the sentences, yeah. That will be the broad problem area definitions, yeah. Example of broad problem area that a manager could observe at the workplace are as follow, yeah. Training programs are perhaps not as effective as anticipated. So what is actually problem? Problem is deviation from what is actually you are expecting, yeah. You are expecting that training programs will be effective for all the employee, yeah. But in the end, after the evaluations, the training programs, you find out that it's not effectively for our employee. Why? What happened in the implementation of the training program? That will be the deviation, yeah. You are expecting that stock price will increase in 2021, will increase the performance of the corporate. But after this is January, assuming this is January 2021, you are evaluate the stock price, and then the stock price is going decrease, yeah. So you are expecting the stock price increase in the early January, but in the end, yeah, you find out that the stock price is going down. That will be the deviation, yeah. Number two, the sales volume of a product is not picking up. We are expecting that sales volume should be increased, that sales volume should be in the trend of going increase, but you find out they are going down the trend of the sales volume, yeah. That will be the deviation. So what is actually the problem? Problem is deviation from the situation that you are expecting, and then the result, yeah, will be different. That will be the problem, yeah. Regarding data, yeah, we have two types of data, yeah. I already put highlight here. We have two types of data: secondary data and then primary data, yeah. What is secondary data? Certain types of information, such as background details of the company, can be obtained from available published record on the website of the company, yeah. So you can visit the company. Like put example, if you are going to find information regarding accounting firm, yeah, PricewaterhouseCoopers, then you are going to visit www.pricewaterhousecoopers.com, yeah. That will be the secondary data. It's archived in other sources. Other types of written information, such as company policy, procedure, and rule, can be obtained from the organization records and document. Data gathered through such existing source are called secondary data, yeah. So if you are download the financial data from www.idx.co.id, it means your data is classified as secondary data, yeah. So that secondary data will be usually in financial research, yeah, secondary data, yeah. In contrast, we jump into the yellow highlight. In contrast, certain types of information, such as perceptions and attitude of employee, are best obtained by talking to them, yeah, by observing event, people, and object, or by administering questionnaire to individuals. Such data gathered for research from the actual site of occurrence of event are called primary data. So primary data, when you are visit directly to the company, and then you are observe directly, or otherwise you are making an interview with the manager, you are making an interview with the BOD, board of director, or the employee. That will be the primary data, yeah. So primary data, you are directly visit the object, you are directly eyes to eyes with the informant or the person that you are interview, yeah. That will be the secondary data. And then primary data, don't forget regarding those type of data, yeah. Literature survey. This is literature survey. Don't forget, literature survey is to support every paragraph in your thesis. Yeah. Especially in chapter 2 regarding literature review. So literature review based on previous research. Yeah. So after this, I'm going to show you two example. The first one example to find broad problem area. And then example number 2 will be literature review. Yeah. So literature review is to we need to literature review to support our logical thinking. We need to support our paragraph in your thesis uh, based on a literature review. So most of your paragraph, most of your sentences is came up from the previous research. That will be the literature review. Yeah. So conducting the literature survey. Yeah. And then will be in the our example identifying the relevant sources. It means you should knowing your title and then what the data uh, will be collect. Yeah, make sure that the data is easily accessed. Yeah, publicly available. So it will not make you in the trouble. Yeah, after 1 month, 2 months. Yeah, in the research process. Yeah, relevant sources also regarding if you are doing interview, if you are want to make a questionnaire, make sure that all the respondent is available to reach. Yeah, make a respondent that available to easily to be discussed. Yeah. Uh, so I'm going to show you how to define a broad problem area in the previous article. Yeah, are going to find out what will be the broad problem area from this research paper. Yeah, so this is paper with the title Banking and Fraud from Stephen Mason and then Nicholas Bohm. Yeah. Uh, my previous video, don't forget that if you conduct a good research, make sure that you're also feeding by the or provide by the good journal. Yeah. Don't forget that a good journal, they have the title of the journal, volume, year, and then this is the page number. Yeah. So this is the Banking and Fraud from Stephen Mason and Nicholas Bohm. Yeah. In this video, we are going to identify what will be the broad problem from this research paper. Yeah. So this is the abstract. Yeah, the abstract is summary from chapter 1, a little bit chapter 2, methodology, little bit, and then discussion. Also in abstract. Yeah. So abstract will be the whole very brief summary from your article. Yeah. So like I'm mentioning before that usually broad problem area is already exists in introduction. So we are broad problem, the problem is the deviation from the situation that you are expecting, and then the result is quite different. Yeah, and somehow that will be make that will make a disappointment. Yeah, that will be the problem. Yeah. So the title is Banking and Fraud. Yeah. So this is the introductions. I'm expecting this is introduction because this is early in the early article. Yeah, after the contemporary use of electronic machine by bank is so widespread that it's difficult to imagine that the banking system will continue to work at all if such machine were withdrawn. This is the normative. This is the supposed to be. So this is we are expecting. Yeah, but yeah, after the word but usually it changes into the reality or the deviation that we are not expecting actually. Yeah, but reliance on electronic machines carry with the hidden risk. Yeah, I put highlight over here, hidden risk. There's a hidden risk. Yeah, if you are noticed, the statement or the sentences is already changes into problem or into the reality, or I'm mentioning before the deviation from you are expecting. Yeah, There is an important but neglected distinction between purely mechanical machines, such as first machine produced in the 19th century, blah 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 blah. I'm reading by myself. Software separate given the most machine that rely on software. Most commercially produced software product will have thousand. This is the problem, yeah. Given that most machines that rely on software have million lines of code, most commercially produced software project will have thousands of undetected defects. Yeah. Okay, so we already knowing that software have a undetected defect. Yeah. Let's find out one more sentence. Such updates are correctly described as security update because some defect are. Okay, from undetected defect, it will impact. Defect can be manipulated by thief, for instance, for a fraudulent purpose. Okay, so the broad problem area that if we write in one sentence is, yeah, this is the conclusion of the introductions, identifying broad problem area. When we rely on machine, yeah, especially in the banking industry, that software will have thousands of undetected defect. This undetected defect can be manipulated by thief, for instance, for fraudulent purpose. That will be your broad problem statement. Yeah. But after broad problem statement, don't forget make it into research questions. Several research questions. Yeah. And then after this, I'm going to give you an example how to make a literature review. Yeah. The questions will be, is it always the broad problem statement is in the first or in the second paragraph? It depends. So please do a lot of read your previous article to define the broad problem area or general problem statement. Yeah, but usually in the early article, they put the normative sentences, they put the expecting that ideal, and then after the word but, the word but is bridging into the situation that actually you are not expecting, or the deviation or the problem. Yeah. So the more you are read your journal, the more easy you are find a broad problem or general problem statement. So we are knowing broad problem, but don't forget for your thesis, after the broad problem statement, you should put into the several research questions. Yeah, put into several research questions. It means in the end of your sentences, you should put question mark. Yeah, on research questions. Now we are going to, I give you an example how to make a literature review. So this is the example of literature review that you should conduct. Yeah, that you should go along with the literature review. Why literature review is quite important? Because when you are doing your research, you need some sentences. You need some logical perception that you are adopt from the previous research. Yeah, because of research is not a storytelling. Yeah, there should be empirically. That's why we should put more sentences from the previous research. Yeah, this is the overview of example of literature review. Yeah. This is supposed to be your title. I put title here because this is my research, but still on progress. That's why I put black color over here. But it's supposed to be this is your title to memorize that your title, because your title is going to divide into several concepts. Yeah. Okay, so this is the author here and then the journal. Yeah. This is the name of the researcher, and then this is the year. The column, second column will be the title of the journal. Yeah, objective usually in the abstract. Yeah, but my supervisor said that it's supposed to be objective in the point. Yeah, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so because objective in sentences is quite easy to identify. Yeah, objective usually in the abstract easily. and then the theory use. Yeah, the theory use. Sometimes in the research article, they are put the theory or the grand theory that please don't mix up with the theory and then the definition of variable, because that is the two different things. The theory use I'm using here is the grand theory. Yeah, the theory use is based on the previous research. Yeah, I put over here because on your thesis, chapter 2, usually there are a grand theory in the early of chapter 2. Yeah, might be in the next video I will make like some of the research paper, they are easily put agency theory in every research article paper. Yeah, but agency theory, they have an assumption. Yeah, so don't put any kind of theory on your research paper. Yeah, that's why I put the theory use over here. It means when I'm using agency theory or example accounting conservatism theory, it means based on previous research. Yeah, methodology, quantitative or qualitative. Yeah, quantitative or qualitative. Main finding, it will easily describe in discussion or analysis, usually in the end of your research article. Yeah, your previous research article. But in the briefly sentences, usually main finding you can easily find in abstract. Yeah, suggestion for future research. Yeah, for further research. Yeah, yeah, depend on the paper. Sometimes the paper they put that the furthermore research should conduct blah blah blah. It means just put on your literature review. Yeah. Why? Suggestion for further research, or I'm going to call research gap, is one of the driven, one of the motivation that you are doing your current project, your current research. Yeah. So based on suggestion for further research, will be the research gap when you are dealing with your current research project. Yeah, and then the last one, link to your research. This is depend. I'm put this column to relate the previous journal into my current project. Yeah, so link to your research is not necessary column, but for me it it at least it I'm knowing what the research for the contribution this research for my current research. Yeah, so the first column will be the author, the title, objective, theory use, methodology, main finding, suggestion for future research. Yeah, and then link to your research. Yeah, if you notice suggestion for future research, sometimes for previous research this is blank or I cannot find it actually, but that's okay. Yeah, just move to another research. Yeah, and then might be you can find a suggestion for future research. Okay, so that will be the example of literature review. Yeah, literature review based on concept. So you should identify from your title. Let example banking and risk. Yeah, so you should have literature review related to banking, and then literature review regarding fraud. Yeah, so the based on your title, please divide your concept, and then from your concept divide into each have a literature review. That will be the example of literature review. Yeah, any kind of form literature review actually help us. So please don't. You can find another example of literature review table, as long as literature review help and then make us easier to conduct our research. The end up of our video, yeah, regarding the broad problem area. So I make some conclusion here regarding the broad problem area. The broad problem area, I already put example in the research article journal how to find it. And then don't forget for your thesis, after the broad problem area, the broad problem statement, the general problem statement, you should make into several research questions. Yeah, several research questions. It means don't forget to put question mark in the end of your research questions. Yeah. After that, after discussing broad problem area, I already give you an example. the importance of literature review. Yeah, the importance of literature review. I am also already give you the example of literature review. Literature review help us to contribute to our paper, especially we are going to borrow their logical thinking as if the assumption is relevant to our studies. Yeah, so if you have any questions regarding to this problem, board problem statement, research questions, uh, and then how to find it to in a research article journal, and then questions regarding literature review, just put your questions in the comment.